Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerds with Dice. It has been a while for most of our games, and it's been a week or so since we've played this one, but welcome back. It's Rift's Ballad of Fates. Real quick, just a reminder, we are now partnered with Grinding Coffee Company, Grinding Coffee Company. You can use the link or the code there to get 10% off over there. And we have a merch store. You can check that out. You can check that out through the link in the chat, or you can head over to Nerds with Dice on Twitter and find it there. Our current roster is Sundays, the Gehenna Principle at 2 p.m. EST. Oh, thank you, Armorlord. That. And Tuesdays at 1 p.m. EST is Kingdom Hearts Dreams of Nobody now. And then later that night, of course, is this game, and then we are off the rest of the week right now. Alright, Kevin.
Alright, so hello everybody and welcome back to Rifts, a world where everything has exploded kind of in a magical deluge 300 years ago that destroyed civilization, and the remaining civilizations come together to fight each other, pretty much. So, our group has been traveling and attempting to figure out the mysteries that bind them all together and keep finding more and more threads. I wouldn't exactly call them coincidences that seem to be tying them closer and closer to parts of each other. The group recently helped Peppermint's sister Ivy resolve a frame job where a news network, a human supremacist news network anchor, had someone assassinated and framed Ivy for it. But the group found the proof, got the proof to the people, and then put a stop to the assassin and helped fix the issue with the pundit. So, the group, having done quite a bit, found out that in Pittsburgh, some people that they had known had just been attacked. You were pretty much wrapping up in Free Quebec. Is there anything else you needed to do before leaving town?
This is the town still with.
Normally I do the everybody introduce yourselves first. So let's do that again. Starting with Peppermint. Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Nerdy Teddy, and tonight I will be playing Peppermint, our nature mage / healer.
All right, and Starissa is not able to join us this week, and neither is Jetta, Maxine. But we do have Kid.
Hello, everybody. I'm Evan Jennings. I'm playing Grogahel Kid, the blacksmith.
All right, and Freya.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm playing Freya, who's a human spy. She's also a Night Bane, so I play Rohan, an 8-foot-tall being with a 20-foot wingspan and a flaming sword.
And even though the picture has not been able to do justice, Greeks is here.
Hi, I'm Ting. I'm playing Greeks, a goblin-looking amphibious DB psychic.
All right. So, does anyone have any business they want to finish up in Old Bones? Anyone they need to talk to before you leave?
On the way out, Peppermint would definitely like to say bye to Esme.
Esme, Peppermint's former, let's say, friend. I'm not sure how much has been intimated about what actually happened.
Yeah.
has
Ex.
been. Yeah, you're definitely your ex. Has been. You sent your sister to stay there for a bit, but then your sister headed off to Dwemer, so she's not there. But Esme is there with the nanny bot and her daughter. I don't remember if it's daughter or son.
I think it was daughter.
Yeah.
And a dog named Xena, 1-year-old daughter Layla. Okay. So she is there, but it looks like she's setting things up to go somewhere soon. You've seen the when she basically starts putting her little compound in lockdown mode. As well, heading out.
Yeah, for a little bit. We have some stuff to wrap up.
Yeah, I think I need to get out of this town for a bit too. I'll be back though, but
I think this time can actually say I'm planning on being back as well.
let me know when you get back.
I will.
I don't know what'll be happening, but just make sure to stop by.
Of course.
Also, your sister owes me 20,000 credits.
What did she do?
I don't want to talk about it.
That's a lot of money.
I'll make sure she knows.
She knows.
I'll remind her.
Not if I remind her first.
Okay. Fair enough.
Before they go, Freya wants to make sure that she's still dead.
How do you think you should do that? You just tried to put a hit out on yourself not that long ago.
Yeah. I did do that.
Yeah.
I just checking. Yeah, just sort of like, checking her communications, like maybe, and then like just the word in the background, like some way that she could.
Give me a streetwise. I'm gonna roll something too.
Okay. Nope. We want Freya, and we want her character sheet.
Yep. Evan, you might want to open your character sheet and get some dice.
Oh, wow. Let's see. Streetwise, I have 56, but I got a 7.
More word about an assassin who used to be known by the handle you previously told me that I don't have directly in front of me.
Oh, Datora? Yeah.
Datora, yes. Has been going around recently. And there is word that she's dead. But that doesn't stop the name being bandied about. Which means that there's some suspicion about whether it's true or not.
Okay.
If this were a game of Blades in the Dark, I would say that there is a clock which may someday tick down. But it is not nearly full yet. It's barely started.
Okay.
All right.
Did we have to? If we had like a little bit of time, I would have liked to helped any kind of like repairs or refurbishing for things of Peppermint's mom's like restaurant that she runs.
Oh, if you were there with a hammer, she put you to work.
Yeah, cool. So I think that's what that's what Kid was doing, was just helping, because that's
And
like
there's
what you
a
do.
number of times she shows you things you didn't know about the how buildings work. She has
Ooh,
kept this building up and running on her own. There's no nail in here she doesn't know.
that's pretty cool.
So she's not seeing you as a handyman, but you're going to handle things she doesn't have time for.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Running a fucking restaurant in a crime infested city can't be easy, especially with
Her side businesses, let's say.
her side businesses and also her daughter, who I'm sure comes in and distracts her sometimes. So I just wanted to help because she's Peppermint's mom, so I just want to help her make stuff. Maybe I made like a few, or I gave her some of the like cast iron like skillets and stuff for her kitchen, and pots and pans and whatever.
Yeah.
Things that are like good and hardy and would last a
Had
while.
you refurbished some flower boxes that were up on a tiered trellis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a montage of her just handing you blueprints for things, like sketched out drawings of
I like it.
Here's the hutch I need you to build me.
I like it's like plans that she's had for like months, but just hasn't been able to get around to. I'm like, yeah, sure, I got it.
Yeah, there's clearly a pile with some wood with just enough to have enough to spare.
Awesome.
To build it, and she just hasn't gotten around to put it like. Basically, you just gotta IKEA it.
Yeah, I can do that. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. But how long before y'all wanted to head out towards Pitt, or are you going elsewhere? Because you could go check in Dwemer. You could go to.
Can you remind me of our current leads so that I can remember exactly what's where?
Okay, so Dwemer has the Archmagus with the box.
Okay.
That is just going to be true, and the Archmagus has quite a bit of information. You've kind of figured out that someone is targeting members of the conspiracy that you had befriended.
Right.
You had befriended the conspiracy, including Ivy, and it looks like someone like the day before hit the foundry, which was operated by a member of the conspiracy. And also Greeks' old salvage pal Riley was a member of the conspiracy, and I believe works in Merktown mostly, but has a place elsewhere as well. I don't remember. I've gotten a little fuzzy on Riley's details because I think I've said them two different ways.
Okay. Then I guess my vote would be Dwemer.
Oh, also
to
you
go
could go
speak to the
the pit just got hit. You got Lockhinge, where Kid's mother is, and another number of other mysteries that you have recently found out a bunch more information about. You could put out a call for Yolanda. You could reach out to any of your other former contacts.
Well, so the factory, that was the factory that just exploded. I remember that, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
foundry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. Is the pit on our way back to Dwemer? Kinda.
Look at a map. I mean,
It's all south.
yeah, actually, kinda, yeah, it is. Unless you take the river. So you could do a lot of moving through territory that is currently claimed by the Shimerian Nation and some of the tribal nations, including the Longhouse Preserve, which is a huge conglomerated states of several native tribes based in Syracuse, I believe. Like the Ghost Rider tribe. Okay. No, the Ghost Rider is a Shimerian tribe. And oh no, the Longhouse Preserve is in Albany. That's right. But that would be out of your way. But you'd have to go through a large area of Shimerian territory, or you take the river, which does occasionally have things like coalition patrols that think they own the river and then as soon as the coalition's not looking, the river returns to pirates. You could head down towards Queens Harbor, which is next to Cleveland, and then make your way to Pittsburgh. From there, we've got a number of different routes you can go. I don't believe any of you have the kind of teleportation magic it would require. Starissa says, no, I don't really know how to teleport over that way.
Guess it's the long way then.
Yeah.
Are you going by land or by sea? By sea will be quicker, but has some risks. Land also has some risks because, anywhere there are things or, forest or blank map, there are dangers.
Evan would like to go by sea, but I think
Or
Kid.
by sea, but I mean lakes.
I think Kid is scared of the water, but because I don't know why, but I feel like that it would be true. I don't know why, but let's say it is. Would it be faster? You said it would be faster to go by water.
Yes.
From Peppermint's perspective, which way would be easier for her to stop by and pick up her horse from where we left it when we went into Palladium?
Go into Palladium from?
I don't remember now.
I don't remember.
Lockhinge, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, because we thought we would go back to Lockhinge because that's where we left,
thought
right?
you would go back to Lockhinge, but I believe you actually did it in Dwarmer.
Yeah, I thought you guys left everything in Dwarmer.
Yeah.
In which case, it would be closer, or the pit's closer, so I wouldn't worry about it then.
Yeah, I think that wizard sent us to Palladium, didn't he?
Actually, Starissa did.
Yeah.
With
yes, you're right.
Aiden's yeah.
Helix, the Grand Magus's secretary.
Yeah.
And apprentice. Now I'm suddenly wondering, how do big ships get around Niagara Falls? Anyway,
if you'd asked me when I was in elementary school, I probably could have told you because they definitely made us learn it then, but I don't remember.
What was the question?
How do ships get around Niagara Falls? I mean,
the
Google
ships
can answer it.
No, the ships have spider legs that come out and they.
Yeah, that's how it happens in Rifts.
I have a feeling they just don't go down the waterfall, Kev, because that seems like they would break.
Clearly.
Duh. This guy.
Okay.
This guy thinks boats can go down waterfalls.
Boats can go down waterfalls?
They can. Not super well.
Yeah,
I could also go down a
it.
waterfall, but not well.
So are you going to try to hire river passage?
There's a canal.
There's a canal. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. But
It was bothering me, so I looked it up. There's a canal.
We gotta get a vehicle for y'all, with the three of you, or you.
Oh yeah, my truck's not going to be doing water.
truck's not here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my truck.
Yeah, so consider
My
all things considered,
CDs.
we may want to just get on the lake and go. Otherwise, we're going to be walking because we don't have much of our usual train.
You could probably get a hover car pretty easily. And it matters who wants to get you the hover car, how legally you get it.
Freya's gonna look and be like, okay, look, I could get us something, or do we want to book passage, go on a ship, and
Let's book, instead of stealing things. I think maybe, I hate to be that guy, but I just don't think it's good to constantly rob people all the time. That doesn't mean that I'm not against what you do.
We haven't been robbing people.
We haven't been robbing people. Some of us have robbed people more than others, I think. But I don't think we should keep stealing cars and stuff. Maybe we should just book passage. I have a cup somewhere in here. I can chisel this mug with Best sailor. So maybe we can give that to whoever the guy driving the boat is.
Esme knows a ship captain that owes her a favor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Or
Esme.
Esme could turn in that for a, if you need a cheap car, Esme can get you a car that will get you that far slowly, but
I kind of want to make Kevin create a boat and a salty sea captain or lake captain.
Yeah, let's go back.
That's why I'm going there, because I want you to make I want to see what a Riff's boat captain on a lake looks like, what that would look
Hold
like.
on, let me get my book.
Specifically because I know you love this
Navigation
shit. Yeah, they get the lake book. Wait, what lake are we near?
The boat is going to take us so far, right? Is it going to take us all the way down to wherever down to Pittsburgh or?
Well,
Gomer?
then we will acquire something. Then let's.
Right, so we just might as well just get it now.
Well, if it's a ferry, right?
Kids
then you
really
can put a
looking
vehicle on the ferry.
Why don't we go by boat? That would be great. And then we can talk about things because somebody else will be driving. And yeah, figure out what we want to.
Okay. Let me find who I want. The Pirates of Green Bay. That's a little far west.
Where are we? What part of the United States are we in?
We're not. We're
in Canada.
Northern New York.
Oh shit, you're right. We're in Canada. Canada doesn't have any big lakes.
Yeah.
Canada's all just snow and woods.
The five lakes, all but Lake Michigan.
I don't know anything about geology.
Geography.
Well, that's the study of rocks. So. Which is the study of shapes.
Geometry.
Why did they do that? Why did they name them all the same thing?
They didn't.
Use like the same word.
Because English is a smash-up of 5 different languages.
Wow.
5 different languages got drunk together, and then we had English.
And then it became the coolest language, the most difficult to learn language.
And then we also decided that words that are either the same or that are either pronounced exactly the same mean multiple things, just to add on to confusion.
Yeah.
Or look exactly the same but sound different.
Yeah.
So you can get charters on a boat called Duckworth's. The Duckworth Marine Company has a ship of stuff that is rumored to be coming from Germany, but no one is going to say what's on the boat. Coming from Germany to, they say, Northern Gun.
Okay.
So you can hop that route all the way to Cleveland. They will not be taking you through Detroit.
After the rifts happened, did Detroit get nicer?
Towards New Laszlo. Oh, they're going as far as New Laszlo, which is basically Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is near Detroit. Detroit currently has a massive open rift in it to hell.
Detroit became hell.
I thought that was
the Detroit Windsor Ruins.
I thought that was St. Louis.
I mean, that's also St. Louis.
St. Louis is the
also
second.
St. Louis.
St. Louis is a portal to hell, but it's hell's toilet. It's where all the poop from hell goes.
One of them, the Detroit Rift, might just be terrible, unstable activity that has a lot of devils and demons. I know the Coalition just runs bomber missions there regularly for the fuck of it.
You just shoot every... Jesus. Blow it up.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, blow it
they're
up.
going over in that territory, but you're welcome to join them all the way up to New Queensland, which is roughly England. not England. I'm sorry. Queensland, which is Queenston Harbor.
Well, we just need to get to
Queenston Harbor is a good point to get off to go to either Ohio or Pennsylvania.
Okay. Where's Dwelmer at?
Dwemer is deeper in Ohio.
Okay.
It's about equidistant from the two, but it is a actual trade port, so.
And where did we say that we wanted to go? What do we want our end destination to be, guys?
I really would like to see what happened in the pit.
Okay.
See if Simon's still alive.
Yeah.
Because Sebastian and his wife are supposed to leave town. So.
Does Ivy know anything
Ivy.
about?
Let me ask her. I
Ivy's
text her.
already gone.
Yeah, I was.
I text her
gone
anyway.
For a couple of days. Ivy headed to Dwemer ahead of y'all.
Can I send Ivy ? Explosion in the pit and that emoji with like the like exploding head.
A very classy way.
And I say, WTF?
I really hope those texts are just going nowhere.
Her phone broke like a year ago. Doesn't get anything.
No, she gets them. It just doesn't, have a ringtone for him.
She's blocked my notifications.
Find
Probably.
out some information on a place of a thing because it says page 1. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Page 53. There we go. 20, page 53, so it's like 7 pages before where I am. The Windsor Ruins. Coalition states conduct raids and purges to rid the area of infestation, but it's all attempts have proven futile. Oh, it's a monster kingdom, basically. Various greater demons there. And they do expect some opposition in the water, which happens from time to time. So, as you are traveling,
Or are we on the boat?
yes, I'm gonna put you on the boat unless you have things.
Well,
um,
what does it look like? I'm sorry. Wait, did you have stuff to do, Tim?
Well, Greeks is thinking, should we actually go to Pittsburgh or try to go to Mertown or wherever Riley is, and try to, stop the attack on him before it happens, because we're always like behind, because Tyrgix was here and then they went to Pittsburgh.
I didn't even think about that because they're hunting down all the members of the conspiracy, right?
Do you know if Riley is
attacking them
in Merktown, or is he somewhere else? Like, is he like does Merktown Riley's home, or does Riley move around?
I'll text Ivy. Ivy, where's Riley? Question mark.
Riley's pretty mobile.
Can somebody take the phone from him?
No, it's fine.
But
I think there's probably no. I think Freya took out the SIM card or
I think
something, and it's just.
My gloves are so big and clunky that it's always terribly spelled. Like there's a bunch of random letters.
Yeah,
and it's almost indecipherable.
Freya and Greeks probably just let him text on it, let him think he's sending stuff, and it's going nowhere.
Yes.
It's going nowhere.
all right, so yes, which are you going to?
Well,
Riley has a place in Merktown and is mostly available there. If you were looking for Riley, you'd go to Merktown.
Yeah. So.
And that's your friend, right, Greeks?
Yeah.
Have you heard from Riley lately, or?
I haven't. We met. We met in Merktown. The one stop.
Didn't you also see? No, that was he saw another creature like him in the flashback, right, with the assassin.
Yes.
Okay. I'm okay with going and checking on your friend. You know, better to maybe you're right. Maybe we'll run into whoever this is trying to attack him. I mean, I think we know who it is. I think we know it's the night monsters, but
So you're gonna start making your way towards Merktown.
Yeah, can Freya put in a message to her friend in
Your contact there,
yeah.
saying what exactly?
Basically asking Danica if that something's weird even for Merktown. Like even though Merktown is chaos, there's still a pattern to the chaos.
Yeah.
And if something is,
If anything seems amiss in Merktown.
yeah.
It's gonna be at least a day before you get any kind of message back at the rate signal moves and other people.
Yeah.
So you can send the message, but we don't know if you'll get anything back right away.
Right.
So your plan is to go from nope, wrong map. There we go. Down to not New Queens, in Queenston Harbor, and then to. This is quite a ways you're traveling. Merktown is you're basically going from Montreal to Kentucky. Where is it? Where's the waypoint? Oh yeah, Paducah, Kentucky. Let's get the ruler. See how many miles that is. About 1,000 miles. Yeah. About 800 miles. This will take some time. Even the ship will get you probably to Queensland in a day and a half. Merktown will probably take about a week. Because you're traveling through the magic zone, which can sometimes be perilous at best.
Yeah, we need to acquire a vehicle.
Oh.
Well, if you're going to Merktown, you can get from Queenston Harbor to. Let me see if I can just share the map. Let me just put the map in chat if anyone wants to see it. Yeah, it's a long ways, but it does bring you past Dormer, kind of along the way. Mage Star, yeah, Dormer's, Lockhinge. Anyway, yes, it gets you roughly to Dormer, and then from Dormer you can head down to Kingston via the lightning rail, where this all started, was on the lightning rail. And that will actually cut like 3 days off your journey.
By going to Dwemer first?
Yeah, if you go to Dwemer, you can hop the magical ley line train.
Okay.
Which will cut your journey down to about 3 days total.
Okay, we can go to Dwemer, check in with Exacxa, because we have the gremlin.
You do have a gremlin for Exacxa.
Because we got the horns, and now we got the gremlin.
Yes. All right. So you board the Cloudfisher, which looks like your standard cargo ship, except it also has like battleship cannons in between some of the freight.
It's what's it called?
The Cloudfisher.
Did you ever play Wasteland 3?
No, I have not.
There's a cult called the Sky Fishers, and they turn people into like human kites and send them up into the sky in the attempt to catch gods.
Yep.
It's fucking gross. Pretty cool. I'm sorry, go on. It distracted me. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. As you move down the river, at one point you do see a riding group of Shimerian warrior women kind of come up to the shoreline and look out but no one fires anything at them, and they do not fire anything off the shoreline towards the boat.
I wave.
The captain is Carwin Forbes. Carwin Forbes is a bearded white man with kind of a reddish beard, a scarf around his neck, and a bit of a bomber jacket and scarf kind of person. Is very charismatic and happy to have you on there.
An
Runs his
adventure
crew
captain.
pretty well. Yes. He does not stand and yell adventure. He is not a character from She-Ra. He's more of an adventuresome businessman. On the boat is a number of crew who are human, and a few who are augmented humans, and then one or two who are DBs. You see a Grackletooth named Mary, who is the chef, and you see a number of little what are called floops, which are little round pig-faced looking teleporting DBs that kind of floop everywhere.
Are they
Mostly stay out of
intelligent?
the way, but they're also the cleaning crew.
Oh,
But they also like to do like somersaults in the middle of the air and just like floop all around.
I want to give one of them Ghost Fudge.
You give one of them Ghost Fudge and it turns kind of invisible and disappears without a floop.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Does he ever come back?
It's hard to tell the floops apart unless you know the floops very well.
Oh, okay.
They're
I
only there
don't.
for like a day. So.
Yeah, I don't know them very well.
You go along, and at one point there is a massive river serpent that they keep at bay by firing specifically prepared rounds of some kind of eel at it. It turns out like the pirates on this lake know that if you have this one kind of eel, it sees it as the child of a much larger predator to it and will flee. So they kind of chum the water when they go, which does lead to more like river sharks, which are now a thing. But far fewer, massively deadly sea serpents. At one point, they do hide you all in a cargo container as the coalition flyover is done, but this all seems to be well scheduled ahead of time. For them, it seems to be business as normal. Like someone's alarm goes off on their watch, and they're like, "Okay, it's time to report any augmented or special personnel do need to report to the privacy quarters at this time." And you do hear a massive roar, and if Kid, you can stay. No, you're covered in magic items. If you put down the magic items, you can stay. If you stow the magic items, you can stay and watch what happens. But
yeah, that's okay.
All right, you do that. You see something, the biggest thing you've ever seen in the sky. It's bigger than some dragons. It is wide too, and it's like a bat wing shaped thing. It's basically a B-52 bomber that is also a fortress that flies over.
What the fuck
Black,
is it?
And on the bottom is a massive coalition skull paint.
Oh, okay. Oh shit, that's one of their like huge like motherships, isn't it?
Yeah, this one isn't one of the like going out to warships. This one's made for moving in territory they don't actively own. So if this thing it is armored and armed as hell. But it seems to be headed flying off in the direction of Free Quebec.
Uh-oh.
They do trade there still.
Oh, they're not outwardly enemies.
They are no longer enemies. They are tense allies again.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Fucking cool.
The ship is just incredibly huge as it flies overhead. but it seems to those who are on the crew here that that's just to be expected occasionally. One of them tells you, "Don't worry, we've paid off enough people that we get a heads up, and they stay on schedule. So you can't stop the trade, otherwise they'd choke too."
Makes sense.
All right. You get to Queenston Harbor, which is a pirate city. You find a lot of more nerd dwarves. Someone once had a vision of someone blowing something up here, or was that in a different campaign? Might have been the other campaign. There is a blown up ship in the harbor that is
Oh, that was
blown up.
That's
That was a
Jack.
long.
that was Jack's backstory. That was what happened to him. That's we're in the Queen's Harbor.
Someone from Jack's background fucked up something in Queens Harbor by being.
Yeah, yeah, that blonde-headed dickhead.
Yeah. But it is the same set from those
It
shots.
killed him.
And you make your way through there. You get what is called temporary rides. Like no one's willing to carry you, but you can get like basically a rental car going to Dwemer. And horses are much easier to come by, actually. None of you are experienced at riding, let's say, the giant rhino buffalo, but there are Simvin selling horses that you can buy.
Greeks probably still has his bubble rocket, right?
Yep.
Peppermint, can you show me how to ride a horse?
Actually, you spent 6 months in a world where horses were the main means of transportation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. We probably know how to ride horses now.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know.
I probably have to ride a pony. Like the Hobbit.
Oh, because you have so much stuff on you.
No, because I'm tiny.
Why would you have to ride? Why couldn't you ride a full-size horse?
I don't know. The Lord of the Rings, all the dwarves and the hobbits rode ponies.
Okay.
You can ride a big boy horse.
Look, it's a fantasy world. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Lord of the Rings
have
did
to be
it.
properly sized for the rider.
No, they don't. I mean, I guess
No.
jockeys prove that wrong. Jockeys are like all my size.
But anyway,
They're like 5 feet tall.
Jetta says, "I've got to go visit somebody, and I'm going to take Starissa with me. We'll meet up with you when you can. I might need to send her ahead, but I've got someone I need to see in a place I can't tell you about."
Is it a place that you know, or
it's a secret place?
Oh, it's a secret place, huh?
Secret
Okay.
place. Okay.
Is it a secret place that you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Well, that's it then.
I've never
safe.
been there, but I know how to get in. I think.
You do, Jetta.
It'll be
You
fun.
do.
Good luck, Jetta.
Hi, Jetta.
What?
The place is in your mind.
Not in my mind. Not my mind.
Your
My mind specifically?
And
Everybody's
Freya wants to give Starissa like she gives Jetta a hug, but she gives Starissa a big hug and just tells her how proud she is of her about like what else she did in Freaker Peck.
She goes,
And how
"Thanks, I'm sneaky now."
I know you are.
There you go.
But like, in a good way.
Exactly.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
That's how Starissa ends every time she walks away.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Waves at you. And the two of them go off towards some other place in Ohio. As the rest of you continue moving towards Dwemer, you come across a group of wild Psy Stalkers who are badly beaten up. Psy Stalkers are a kind of, people suspect that they are the world's defense against the supernatural, kind of. They consume ISP and PPE as food. and they have no body hair and pointy teeth.
Are they
Well, not
always
all-
humans?
Not all of them have pointy teeth. They are always humans
Hmm.
that have been mutated. They're like a mutant offshoot of humans.
But they're born that way, right? They're not created.
Yes, they are born.
Hmm.
But you see that what looks to be a group of them that have been massively damaged, kind of taking a bit of a defensive position, but they seem to be like an at ease when you come across the group.
Okay.
You can smell a lot of fires, and they're cooking, and they're burning something, but you can't really tell what.
Is this outside or is this in the city?
This is outside. This is along the path, let's say about 6 hours from the city.
Freya
Okay.
wants to be, like, is everyone okay?
I go, Greeks, your aura does 4 different weird things. They go, what's... Stay back. We don't mean you any harm if you don't mean us harm.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Quite a kind of more heavy-set, burly-looking warrior wearing straight-up saber-toothed tiger skull on its, like... You know the King of Zamunda in Coming to America?
Yeah.
He's a like an albino looking. I think the Psy Stalkers generally have just like either a pale or dark skin tone, without much like feature to it, and a lot of them tattoo themselves. He is a paler one, and he's got like a saber-toothed tiger shoulder piece.
So it looks like James Earl Jones but with tattoos.
Yes, if James Earl Jones were covered in tattoos
Fuck yeah.
and completely
Awesome.
hairless. The tattoos are
Smooth.
of other creatures that are, and none of them are humanoid creatures. All of them are some kind of magical beasts. Like there is a unicorn impaling a dragon.
Oh my god, it's magical beasts, but it's like all metal as hell.
Yes.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
And all of it is scenes of the beasts being either overrun or actively violent.
What's this guy doing coming towards us?
He is staying about 50 feet or about 100 feet away from you, and is calling to you in a loud, clear voice. If you have any first aid supplies, we may find those useful and will trade you for them. If you wish to move on, move on.
I got pans.
I think we probably have something.
Peppermint, do you have first aid or is all your stuff like flowers and honey?
I mean, I definitely have all kinds of medical stuff. First aid and bandages and salves and...
Can you tell if any of them are hurt?
You could definitely tell that they have set up what to be like a triage area.
Oh, so somebody's
Some of
hurt.
them are like missing limbs.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck.
They look
That's up to you,
badly buffed up.
Peppermint.
You don't see any people. You see only people of fighting age here. This clearly isn't their permanent encampment.
I mean, if they need help, I can definitely help.
What do you demand for assistance?
Is
Safe
there
passage?
Isn't it? Yeah, I was gonna say, is there anything we need as a group?
I'm good.
Shit, I can never remember what book.
Wait, these are
The
Psy
information.
Stalkers?
We need information.
Psy Stalkers know a lot, because they generally travel a wide area. I'm trying to remember what book they're detailed in.
Do they have any tools that are specifically good at preventing mind control or breaking mind control if it happens
It
again?
doesn't happen to them.
Yeah.
Okay,
need
so they
a-
don't need anything like that. Okay, I didn't know
they're
if maybe they had like my cyber knife, and does cyber stuff. I don't know.
Freya's going to ask Peppermint if she's willing to like help them in
They're
exchange for the
very-
payment of information.
Yeah, they're very wary of casters. And a lot of casters are terrified of Psy Stalkers. Because a single cut from a Psy Stalker brings you to 0 PPE.
Holy shit! Are you kidding me? No matter what,
A lot of them have a sharpened fingernail
that
that if they can draw blood,
that is fucked up.
that is how they eat. They occasionally eat some meat and drink some water, but their main form of sustenance is the PPE of magic users and psionics.
Can we be learning this from them? I kind of want Kid to learn this in game. Like if we go over and talk to them, I don't know if we're
Freya
gonna go
might
over and
know a
talk to
thing
them.
or two about them, but I think Peppermint would know way more about them than anyone else.
Yeah.
But Peppermint, do you want to help them?
I mean, yes.
Oh, okay.
There's
They do love
injured people over there.
techno wizardry, so
Okay.
they don't mind. They'll be cautious around a caster, but they will use you as they need, or as you are useful.
They don't just hate magic, right? Like
No.
they don't hate. Okay. I didn't know if this
Some
was
of
like
them
a.
do because they get like in that kind of mindset. The coalition
Right.
also has Psy Stalkers. It's one of the few.
I remember
demi-humans
that.
the coalition has, and the coalition Psy Stalkers are the most terrifying.
Yeah, they're fucking horrible. They're the ones that have hounds with them all the time, right?
Yeah, they have the signed
Yeah.
hounds with them.
The dog boys and shit.
But as you get closer to this group, you see a number of chitin weapons, just black chitinous lances.
Where'd you
that
get
look
these?
A little big. They go. That's a Zytikic blade.
Oh wow, are those the giant bugs, right?
Yeah, we ran
I've never
into
seen them before.
we ran into a scout group of them. We took some big losses, but you see what is a 20-pound two-handed axe, clearly like sized for someone who is 9 feet tall.
A Zytikic
And-
weapon?
Yeah, and you see
Oh my
another
God.
one which is much smaller.
Fuck.
That looks to be a like hatchet for them, but can be used as a axe, and a longsword. In fact, the leader is carrying what looks to be two Zytikic daggers, resin glued together and chitined over. The blades are kind of sharp and jutting and
They're
jagged.
organic, right? I would
They're a
assume.
bit organic, yeah. They
Oh, like
extrude
organic
the
and-
resin,
Oh,
and it looks like the most badass metal double sword.
fuck yes.
Yeah.
Kid is gonna be oogling over these weapons while you guys while Peppermint goes to heal. So
Yeah.
I don't want to step on you go ahead and do your thing, 'cause this seems like a you situation. For Peppermint.
Greeks, they also have a number of technological items that they could use some help repairing.
Oh, really? Okay.
They use everything. Psy Stalkers use whatever weapons they can get their hands on. But a lot of their like scanners and whatnot are outdated, and you can help upgrade them if you wish to roll any kind of skill that repairs technology. Give me a roll on that.
Sure.
Evan, give me a roll on armorer.
I might have recognized weapon quality.
Well, I want armorer because they
Fuck.
have a number of them have broken armor.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll help him with that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me
Um,
find it.
Yeah.
I have running.
I really need to
Think
organize
about that.
everyone's character sheets to have the skills listed alphabetically.
Oh no.
That would very
That's-
much help.
It's pretty bad.
What happened, Greeks?
I got my weapon engineering skill is 69,
Mm-hmm.
and I rolled a 99.
Oof. All right, so you basically blow up a railgun that you were trying to fix.
What the fuck? I made a cool bomb.
You fix a number of other things for them, but actually at that point they're gonna call it kind of even. Okay, just roll a blacksmith.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have armor actually.
A number
I
of
have vehicle armor.
yeah.
33 under 77.
Yeah, so you fix up a good bunch of armor. They're gonna pay you about 1,000.
Ooh, okay. Getting
Greeks,
money.
you will actually end up, since you rolled so poorly, you will actually only get about 10%, so you get about 100 credits.
Fuck, where did I keep my money?
So I thought we were trading for information.
You're trading for, but you also have skills they need, like actively need right now. So they're paying a premium for your skills.
Okay.
Like, clearly they lost one or two of their experts in technology in the last fight. You do see what they are burning is husks of Zytikic corpses.
Oh, for campfire?
They are using it as a campfire as well, but is mostly a giant bonfire to get rid of the Zytikic corpses, so nothing like, let's say, reanimates them.
Got it.
Peppermint, you go in there. There's people with all kinds of wounds, all kinds of damage to them. Go ahead and roll me whatever, I believe, holistic medicines you jam.
I have several medical skills, but most of them are in my related skills. Holistic medicine is my.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your holistic medicine. You just get a much better result than you would when you're related skills.
Well, not this time. 83 out of 70.
You find a number of infections that you can easily treat. You find a number of people with broken things that you know how to splint, but there's a couple of people you're not going to be able to save. Being who they are, though, all but one of them has been able to put themselves into psionic stasis for the next couple of days. And they know they're not too far from a major town. They just really hate going to Dwemer. Because if everything looks like food and smells like prey, it's kind of, you know.
The temptation's kind of hard to avoid.
It's temptation and like walking into a room full of tear gas. Like, you know when a nice, like when a nice smell is too much? Like when someone just sprayed a whole bottle of a perfume you like.
Yeah.
Because magic is literally all over. There are plenty of Psy Stalkers there, but the wild groups of Psy Stalkers tend to prefer a less magically cluttered environment. But they will definitely be sending some people off that way. They will pay you about 200 for your expertise. Yeah.
Yeah, Freya just wants to start talking and ask, like, you know, like what happened to them, where they get it, you know, what happened.
Give me a. Do you have any people skills?
Well, okay, I have believability. It's but hold on, let's see. This guy's.
I like that you went.
I have. Well, I have like, I have interrogation, but it's not
interrogation isn't always aggressive.
bad. Okay, I can roll interrogation.
Yes.
Some light interrogation.
Well, it's getting information from a person.
Oh, cool. I got a 35 under 65.
All right. What would you like to know about this area up towards Canada?
Wants to know. She wants to know, like, you know, like what happened to them, but also wants to know, like, what direction they came from, if they happen to know anything, like if they came from the pit area.
They did not come from that way, sadly. There isn't. Zytikic are mostly in Wisconsin area and Minnesota. The Duluth Hive is the biggest one, north of the ruins of Tolkien. They came from parts of Michigan. They were hired by Northern Gun to clean out some stuff, and also have been taking the bounties to New Laszlo, because New Laszlo provides a bounty on Zytikic corpses. So they'll take like the front mandible of a Zytikic corpse to turn in for bounty. The Zytikic haven't been making many forays into this area recently, but a group, they had seen a scout group get past them, and they didn't want them getting any further into the continent. Because the Zytikic are like the Zerg. So they'll spread out, take over an area, build hives, destroying any other wildlife in the area that's a threat to them. But a lot of the time there's not much that's a threat to them, but not many things can survive in the same like ecosystem with them.
Right.
And they farm their own food. They eat moss that they grow themselves. They're the definition of an invasive species.
Okay. They didn't
and
come. Oh,
They
sorry.
didn't come from that way. They know some people out towards that area. That area's been quiet as of late, but it's been at least a week since they've heard anyone from anything.
Okay.
Because they've been, hunting.
Then she's going to want to ask if they've heard of anybody talking about, because really want to know just how far this midnight religion is spreading. Like, is this something that's sort of like Dwemer in the Pit, more like East Coast, or if it's starting to drift?
They don't. One of them says they heard something about some kind of midnight religion once, but they were further south. They actually named the town, like the area of Charlottes. Where were you? Not in Charlottesville, not in Chattanooga. Where did I put you? Not Camp Cherokee.
Charleston.
Charleston. Yeah. That area. They actually say they were in that area when they heard of it.
Okay.
But they didn't, they didn't go into that town and figure out what was happening. They had roughly no. So yeah, that's Charleston, West Virginia. I put a point there, but I didn't name the point apparently.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be like a major religion that's spreading, as far as any of them know. You think their information's pretty good on that, as they run across smaller communities all the time and often investigate them. Like if a small community is having a problem with a single vampire, you can call in the troop of the Psy Stalkers and pay them to help take care of that problem. So they have a lot of small town contacts, and they don't know. The main woman, who looks to be the chief's daughter, she is the one who is the most personable and talkative about going places. It seems like she is sent off to do whatever needs to be done, except for like the main hunt. You notice she's younger than, she's definitely younger than Chief, being his daughter, but she is in her early 20s and more adventuresome, you get the impression. She's a black woman, about 5'6", 0 hair on her whatsoever. Her build is from constantly hunting. She is incredibly fit because that's her life, is to go places and hunt things.
Then we'll ask if they've ever encountered Freya's going to be like, well, so we've encountered these very odd creatures. They look like people, but then their eyes, they don't really have eyes. And then when you attack them, there's actually an insect inside.
Let me see. Let me roll a skill for her. She is incredibly versed in monsters. This is what they do. She's heard tales of things like that, but never with a bug inside. She knows all the tales that of the Native American lore, of various, evil beings that take on a human skin. She knows of several, doppelgangers, other things that can take form, but she's never heard of the false men you describe.
Okay. We've run into them, from kind of like the pit to Charleston, like I talked about. And also, then she wants to describe like the hounds, but not mention Night Lord. She's just wanting to mention like the.
They've seen such a thing. They've seen robots that have a very similar looking build, but are robots. And those are called mechanoids and need to be destroyed whenever you see one. Though some people say that there are kind ones, but mostly mechanoids want to destroy all humans. And there was a problem with them about 10 years ago. There are, black skeletal creatures that are too thin to be coalition like troops. They sometimes suspect it might be like a kind of what is it called? Not Cybot, coalition bot, Skelelots. That's it. Like some kind of maybe like the sightings have been kind of written off a bit as some kind of experimental Skelelots. Though they will keep a closer eye on that since you mentioned it regarding magic, because they'd only heard reports of it, or one person says they spotted something like that once with the hair. The hair was what made it very distinctive from other things, and it seemed to be traveling on all fours like some kind of hound, like some kind of actual pack animal, running east, kind of towards they were over by the coalition border with by St. Louis, and it was running kind of towards Stormspire and the City of Brass. But there's so many weird things there, they didn't really try to fight it for fun. And it was alone.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, these black chitinous things, heard them called hounds. They're not easy to kill, and then once you hack them enough, they just turn into dust, ash.
Built of ash.
Yeah. If you see anything like that, be careful. I know you're skilled hunters, but sometimes you think you've dealt a killing blow, but they will keep coming.
Gotcha. You've given them a decent amount of information. They will trade you some things that will end up with you having about 100 or 200 credits as well.
Oh.
In goods and services and information, for you knowing things and telling them about what has been happening in Free Quebec that's useful to them. So they're willing to trade this information and give you a bit of money. Peppermint, you actually are paid in bricks of gold, even though you didn't do great. Did I tell you get money already, or?
No.
I don't remember if I gave. All right, so Peppermint, you with your healer skill, do you use any of your healing magic?
Yeah, she would.
Okay, then you still lose one patient. Though you have stopped a number of people from getting worse, you have, cauterized things that could have become problems. You stabilized a good number of people. They will give you 500 in just a blocks of gold bullion with a bunch of weird things stamped on them.
Okay.
That come out to, if you sold it, you could probably get about 500 for it.
Damn.
Because healing skills, quite a way to get money, because super, super rare.
Shit, if we ever need money, fuck. Let's go to the nearest hospital.
Oh, they don't need any of your pants. They don't want them.
That's okay. I actually totally forgot about that. I have
eat
been
meat raw.
Yep, that's fine. I take it these guys are good. They also seem to have an abundance of stuff, which I do want to look at. So some of these weapons, with the way that I understand weapons, you said it looks like they craft it out of more organic material, the bugs themselves.
Yes, it is a resin. It is like an excreted resin that is
Right.
shaped and hardened through some
And that
process, but you find it is able to cut MDC material with ease.
holy shit. Okay, I think that's very useful.
Some of the weapons also feel like resonant, like
How do
there
you
is some kind
mean?
of mental thing happening.
Like there's a psychic link of some kind.
Yeah, you're not psychic. It doesn't like try to connect to you, but you lift this thing and you're like, this is either an empty tube or some kind of mind-powered bullshit.
Does one of these guys look like they know something about these weapons? Like, do they have like?
Absolutely. You see a man who is kind of skinnier than most of them.
Okay.
He is albino white. He is covered in tattoos of weapons. And he is kind of their resident weapon keeper.
Okay.
And he is, you know, if there is a spot on his back, there is some kind of weapon harnessed in it.
Gotcha. I want to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
And I want to say, excuse me, these weapons.
Yeah.
First of all, are any of them for sale?
This would be useless to you.
What?
Because you don't got the mind power for it. You're not a psychic. I can smell it.
No, I'm not a psychic.
Listen.
So only psychics can use these weapons?
Or mages, but you're not one of them either, even though you're covered in magic weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a thing you notice them noticing about you, but they just seem to all know it. Listen.
That's fine.
The stuff you make looks good in your hammer. I mean, if you're willing to trade your hammer,
no,
I'll give you 3 of these tubes and one of the swords.
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Right.
Let's see. I got this resin spitter.
Let me ask you a question, Kevin. Do these things look like something that if I can't use the weapon itself, are these things something that I can break down for parts?
No.
Fuck.
It'd be like breaking something made of crystal. You could grind it down for crystal, but like
So these are 100% useless to me.
They're not super useful to you. You might be able to incorporate small bits of them, but you're never going to be able to make them as functional as they are now.
But psychics can use them.
Yeah, but they're like, yeah, we don't sell these things very often because, well, you got to be a badass to get them.
Right, you earn them. I get that. Yeah. Greeks.
I'll sell you a knife if you want. Got plenty of those.
What's special about your knives?
Well, it's the Zytikic knife.
Do you need to be a psychic to use that?
It's just a really sharp knife.
Freya goes over, how big are those?
Let's see, 3 to 4 pounds. It's basically a bayonet on one of the rifles, so about this big.
Oh, so we're talking like a chunky knife,
like
big ass knife.
It looks like a razor-thin Bowie knife, like the size of a Bowie knife, if it were a straight razor for whoever was a little bit bigger than a human. Like,
and it comes down to a point.
These still do about 1 to 4 mega damage.
I could take one of those.
That'll be they're real hard to get, so that's about 3,000.
Oh, I don't have that money. I just made 1,000. That's all I have.
I mean, appreciate your work.
That's fine. Greeks, are you a psychic?
Yeah.
Would you want any of these? I point to like the ridiculous bug claw weapons all over the place.
A little bit too big for me.
It's a shame.
Yeah. These are not weapons that the Zytikic want others carrying. Also, having these in their territory makes you a target. And for us, that's a point of pride.
Yeah. Do you guys hunt these things regularly, or did you just come across
our main
this?
Income right now.
Oh shit!
Since the Tolkien War ended, and
I look at the triage tent. That's a tall price to pay, but at least you got to make a living.
It's a bit rough this time. We've had better, we've had worse.
Because I think it did all of that.
Not
I
one.
point to the guys missing arms and shit.
Not one, but a number of them.
Jesus. Do you usually have to outnumber them, or do they usually outnumber you?
Matters what is your goal. If your goal is to survive, you're probably outnumbered. But I wouldn't go near a hive with less than 30 people. I wouldn't even approach a hive with less than 30 people well trained like me. A major hive I wouldn't go near without a full-on coalition army, simply because I don't like the coalition.
All right. Well, thank you.
Freya wants to, she's been talking to the daughter that, captain. Wants to know if she'd be willing to exchange numbers just to keep the exchange of information going.
We're pretty mobile, so we don't really have a good track record.
That's
go
all
where
right.
we go, so.
No, it's just information.
I'm sorry, I just saw a name that I can't use right now, but it's very funny to me. She goes, yeah, my name's Josie. This is Josie McDonald.
Freya?
Yeah, we are in the monster hunting business, so if you've got monsters that need hunting, let us know. We are the Saber Killer clan.
Saber Killer clan. What are your normal rates?
Depends on how many we need. Somewhere there is a table. I don't know it. It's expensive.
Okay. It's one of those things that can happen.
Yeah.
They exchange information about rates.
Yeah. You exchange information about rates. They're like, oh, so you have some skills too. Okay, good.
Yeah.
They don't ask you to prove anything. Seems like they believe you. Casualty piece. Yeah, I don't need any of this right now. None of that's important. Back to being focused. They thank you all for the assistance. Was there any other information that I haven't already given you that you were asking about? Because you get information that you wanted to know that they know. They don't know about things further east. They know about things north and west. Currently, the Coalition is putting out bounties on Zytikik as well, but the Psystalkers would rather take money from, people who won't risk, who they don't believe will immediately try to murder them the second they turn around.
But from what Freya's gathered, they haven't run into the paper mache creatures or any sort of hounds or anything related to our night friends.
It seems like your night friend's reach is very pinpoint.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be spreading at any pace. You put their plans back by destroying the mirror factory.
Yeah.
But even those plans were maybe not as big as you thought they might be. This world would be a dangerous place to try to take over for anybody. Because of so many factions and, good job you've ruled this town, but who cares? A dragon comes in and stomps your entire town. So it seems like their presence is here, but they're either extremely good at hiding it or, not focused on areas out that way.
All right.
Reeks wants to ask you if they've come across someone that looks like looks like them before.
Actually, we're like they talk about it. Like a large number of them keep going. Hey, have you seen someone like this person? And like a number of side stalkers come up and go, no, not really. One of them saw someone who was a similar build but bright red, and didn't have the webbed fingers and hands. But they don't, you know, nothing that seems to be of Greeks' people.
Okay.
Hold on, let me try. Oh. One of them says they did see someone. They saw a person like you when they were out by, what is that one? The Cherokee Nation, which is kind of over by Branson, Missouri, at Castle Refuge. They say they saw someone south of Castle Refuge that resembled you, except that person had kind of bumpier, like a lumpier skull. Trying to think, and more like catfish-looking things on the side of their face, which does remind you of someone that you knew.
But it's not Tiergex.
It's not Tiergex, but it does remind you of someone that was from the same ship you were on. What is that? Wajmez. You remember their name being Wajmez.
Were they alone?
They were the only one. They were with a group of people, group of adventurers, but the Side Stalker didn't really talk to them. But I rolled a 6 on their memory, so they remembered them. This person was not a engineer or psychic like yourself. In fact, you don't think there were many psychics. They were on the ship, though, when the incident happened. They were in the weapons, like they would staff a turret, that kind of weapons engineer, like not weapons engineer, but a weapons specialist.
Okay. This was south of Branson.
Yeah, near Castle Refuge. Wajmez, Wajmez. Yeah, they didn't. The Side Stalker didn't really have any interactions with them. But you know,
How long ago was this?
a couple of months. But they do say, though people who are in that area tend to stick around or be able to. If you go to Castle Refuge and you are looking for someone and they've been around, you can probably get word about them. Refuge has a bunch of good people in a bad territory. You're hopeless fools. But they're trying. Is this Side Stalker's opinion of Castle Refuge? You know, until the Coalition actually bothers to bomb it into the Stone Age again.
Thank him for the info. And at some point, I want to use a Sea Aura.
All right.
On the Side Stalkers.
The Side Stalkers are all psychic. Every single one. Most of them are the same kind of like psychic. It seems that they're not cookie cutter. They're all individual people, but they all are at their heart Psystalker wilderness hunters. In this group of warriors that you see they're all mid to low level. I'm trying to remember how much aura gives you. None of them are magic, but a lot of them are carrying magic or techno wizard items.
And no one's possessed, right?
Nobody here is possessed. Psystalkers are renowned for their inability to be possessed or controlled. It is one of the basic traits of being a Psystalker is your mind is yours. They are a terrible enemy to have, but they often have other concerns. You know? They do a lot, but being dominated is very difficult. You can lie to them, you can convince them to do things for you. There are evil people who are Psystalkers, but you cannot control their minds. Actually, as you look at their aura, you do see around their heads kind of like a stone wall. You do notice one or two of them are slightly different psychic types. One of them's aura is more, let's say, vicious and stabby. Another one's aura is more... there are a couple different kinds of Psystalker sub. Like, Psystalker is a kind of ancestry which you can tack on to other OCCs. It's super uncommon that they do that, though. But you do see all the other OCCs of Psystalker that you notice here are also psychic at the same time. This has been my TED Talk on Psystalkers. If you want to know more about Psystalkers, go to Book 20, Canada. It's one of the places they have reprinted Psystalker. I think they reprinted it like 4 times. Because they love doing that shit. Alright.
Got fill those books.
Those books and... Anyway. I love these books. Also. I have some words about these books. So, the Psystalkers start to gather their group up. They've succeeded in their task. They're going to go north towards New Laszlo to claim their bounty for this scout group that they saw. They wish you well. If there's any basic stuff you need, your ammo's all reloaded. One of them is actually a electric kinetic who's able to like recharge power packs. So if anyone has any like shots missing from guns, your clips are full. I know because that's not a thing I care to track. So the group of you continue along your way. You see a couple of other minor weird things. You see a group of travelers. You see someone selling potions, which it doesn't take long to figure out that the potions are just different colored water. Some with sugar, some with spices. But they are selling cure-alls.
Did Peppermint know right away?
Oh, absolutely. You were like, this place is a fraud before you even got within like scent range. Just everything. They were identifying herbs that would be poisonous, but also extremely like color changing. And you're like, there's no way that's in there. It was like, oh, that's you put some hemlock in there? No, you didn't. Like, oh, it's full of arsenic? No, you put an apple in there. Like, yeah. If you want some nice cider, they also sell a mighty fine cider. They call themselves the Tin Heads. They are a traveling apple sales group that goes around planting apple trees wherever they can.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, I know. Yes, thanks, wife. Wife who grew up in Indiana knows all about Johnny Appleseed. Yes.
She heard you and came in because of
She
that.
just gave me the look from the...
Can I buy a bag of apple tree seeds?
Absolutely, they overcharge you.
Okay. How much?
Let's say 5, because you know how you get an apple seed?
Yeah.
You open an apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want a bag of seeds.
They sell you a bag of
Heck,
seeds.
seeds.
It's all stems and seeds.
So they charged me 5.
Yeah.
Can I
That
haggle with
thing-
them?
You can haggle. Go ahead and haggle.
I'm gonna haggle with them. I
Uh-huh.
don't think I have barter. Can I use my barter?
Use your barter.
Because I don't think I have haggle.
It doesn't matter. Barter is the same thing.
Okay. I got an 18.
All right.
Out of
you convince
55.
them
58.
to lower their price to 1 credit
Dope.
for this bag of 50 apple seeds.
Okay. Cool. I want to help plant trees.
Sure.
How do you do it? Do you just throw them on the ground?
You put an apple in the ground. Yeah, no, you bury it. You put it in a place with nice water. They give
Cool.
you a set of instructions and like ritual to do around it. That
No, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm just gonna plant an apple tree.
yeah, they're totally on board with that. But you can tell they're selling you the experience of planting an apple tree more so than selling you the seeds.
Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah. I'm all
And
for it.
Peppermint's knows it's just you put the damn apple in the ground.
No, man. But I have the whole bag.
Someone ate a bunch of apples and pulled out their seeds just for a rube like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
there's also specific apple trees. If you're trying to get a specific type, you have to graft from the tree. I don't remember which types of apples, but some of them
Oh,
are
there's
like
plenty of. Hey, that's what is it called? Not cross pollination, splicing. That is genetic splicing.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's also organic and GMO certified.
yeah.
Yeah, you can
Except it is genetically modified.
Yeah.
You can like cut things in half and put them together, and they like make stuff.
You know what else is genetically modified? Edible corn. Anyway,
Yep. Anyway,
Anyway,
by people who were like, "There's this thing we can almost eat it. Let's spend centuries of time trying to make it good," and they succeeded, and I thank them.
What, corn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corn.
same thing with broccoli.
Yeah.
The original plant for broccoli and cauliflower looks nothing like broccoli and cauliflower. Anyway,
So
So-
I'm gonna be passively doing that on our adventures, planting trees. Oh, my phone.
Ooh. All right, so we're going to take our break real quick. I know this is an exciting episode where I have given you so much to do.
Apples.
Apples.
Apple seeds.
But if you want to stop by Dormer, we can do that once we get back.
All right. We'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Make sure you get up, drink water, do all the things, and of course, enjoy the art and music. Hello, everyone, and we are back.
All right, our group has traveled all the way from Montreal to headed towards Dayton, Ohio. Ish. No, not where is it? I forget. Is it Louisville? I forget. Where is Columbus? Columbus. No, that's Mage Star. Where the fuck is Dwemer? I forget where Dwemer is. A lot of times they just put like a bunch of things in the same area. Anyway, is headed towards Dwemer, having stopped and talked to some local side stalkers about the problem with Zytikics starting to creep further and further south into the former Americas. And as the group approaches, are you going to stop at Dwemer?
I mean, we probably should have talked to the mage, but it kind of depends on how worried Greeks is.
Well, here's something I remembered. Greeks also has clairvoyance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna. How many days has it been? Has traveling been?
Let's say 2 days at this point.
At some point, I would have used it to see, get a glimpse of Tyrgix.
All right. There's a percentile on that, I believe.
Yep. Road is 67.
I don't know how good that is because I can't find the power off the top of my brain. Where's the core book? There it is. All my books are. Keep redoing this room in ways that isn't fully, I'll half clean this room.
I missed it by 1.
Oh, you
It's
missed it by
50.
1?
Yeah, 58 plus 2% per level.
I will give you nothing. On Tyrgix, you get kind of a feeling of them enjoying something. You can see they're kind of in a or on a hillside, in a very hilly, a little bit mountainous area. There is a tent set up, and you can see that there is a campfire in front of them, and they are overlooking what looks to be a town which is partially on fire, with a bless you. They're overlooking a town on fire, and it doesn't take long to figure out that at that moment Tyrgix is still staring down at the pit. The pit being Pittsburgh, which apparently the problem at the foundry has gotten out of hand since the last report you saw. As you can see, what look to be elementals being battled, and kind of a self-satisfaction in Tyrgix. Tyrgix turns around as though someone just said their name, says something, or says, well, the information panned out so far. Which one should we do next? And then you hear an absolute void of sound. And as Tyrgix looks over, there is a blank space in your vision.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the vision ends.
Yeah, I'll let everyone know. Looks like the explosion that, or the explosion of fire at the pit has gotten bigger and worse. Now there's like elementals there or something.
Wait, so it's not just an explosion? It's like a.
No, it's like seems like the city is on fire, like it's spreading.
You did know that there were elementals powering parts of the foundry? And
So now
something
the elementals are loose.
loosed some of them.
Okay, so it's like it's not war. It's just chaos.
It's a bit of chaos. It's not like
Okay.
the elementals are laying siege.
Right. Okay.
It's like someone let out a bunch of dangerous things. And they clearly have another target, but you know, if you think of people that were involved in the conspiracy, there is Wizard Jesus Water Person.
Nice.
There was woman in fancy black dress or fancy red dress who was a burster, and there was Riley, and then there were the two Moorheads, Mr. and Mrs. Moorhead, and Ivy.
Yeah.
And as you don't really know anything about the black woman that was wearing a red dress of orange sequined flames,
Yeah, we have not seen or heard of her since, have
did
we?
not stop and talk to you. She did not give you her name. She
No.
hated you all.
We don't know if
It was very
she's
rude.
if she's in the pit, or she's from the pit or not. Right.
You got the impression that she was from a distance away.
And the wizard.
The wizard was weird. Wizard Jesus was super weird and seemed to either live in that cave or something.
I mean, real Jesus lives in caves.
Only 3
Right?
days.
Wasn't that his thing?
Only for 3 days at a time.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure what his ritual was.
He generally does like a long weekend there. Sometime around, Easter. Just a nice getaway. Just a long weekend by yourself in a cave.
Yeah, then you resurrect yourself at the end. It's nice.
Yes, you resurrect yourself. I'm kidding. All right.
Yeah, let's see what we can find out in Dwemer, because
All right. As you make your way into Dwemer, you come across the same outskirts of Dwemer where things are weird until you are suddenly being confronted by a 50-foot tall statue with a man on the top of it, controlling it. Who gives you
right. The Guardians.
Yes, this is one of the Guardians. It is not one you've met before, but it's a 50-foot tall statue carved in the shape of a warrior that you know has immense magic powers, telling you either to ask what you're doing and where you're going, and when you give the right kind of here's what we're doing, here's who we are, you get shown the path. The forest you're in suddenly changes slightly, until Peppermint, you see flowers that are kind of guiding your path that are magical, and they're not actual flowers. They are a magical construct that appears to be a flower to those who don't know what they are. But to you, you know absolutely that is not a real flower. That is a guidepost. And you follow those until you come across an entrance to Dwemer. When you get there, the city is bustling as ever. It is a magical community with massive towers and 20-foot high walls, and wizards on hoverboards flying above your heads, and a enormous ancient dragon sleeping on top of a building where it always is. Last time you were here, it opened its eyes at you briefly.
Yeah.
It opened an eye at you briefly, I should say.
Yeah. I needed information.
It did not respond to you, I believe.
Nope.
No.
It was not helpful.
It is a 30-foot long dragon that has decided that it's just going to sleep wherever it wants. In fact, it's going to sleep here because you don't want it to. and hasn't moved, and some say like it moves occasionally, like it will be gone one day and then back the next.
Jesus.
But it
I
doesn't
don't
appear
like
to
the
explain itself to anybody.
I don't
Yeah.
like the thought that it could leave there without somebody noticing. I don't even like to think about that. Like the idea of a stealthy dragon is an absolutely horrifying concept to me. Like fuck that. It's like polar bears. Like they sneak up on you, you don't even see them coming, and they're like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Big and stealthy is not a common
No,
combination, but it is
that
a
is not my
terrifying one.
favorite combo.
As you move through town, you see all the places that have been mentioned before. You have your contacts if you want to try to contact anybody. You know Ivy's probably in this city somewhere.
Freya wants to immediately contact Helix, let him know about the gremlin, and also had a bunch of weird stuff happen.
Yeah, it's been
And
at
there's-
least 6 months since you checked in with Exexa, and you have
Yeah.
gone to another plane and spoken with God since.
Yeah,
You know.
we've done some stuff, Helix. You
We've
know,
been really busy.
yeah, went to Palladium.
Helix,
I think you know that, but we're
Helix
back.
says Exexa is out today, maybe back tomorrow, but Helix would be more than happy to sit down with you and catch up.
Perfect.
We like dealing with him more anyway.
Helix is the more personable of the two, as
Yeah,
he's
for
still
sure.
more of a person. Yeah. So
Should we do that now, or like, does he have? Is it like those like you can only meet me at this time again?
Helix will meet you sometime tonight. But I don't know what else you'll want to do in the city.
Freya immediately wants information. She wants to check if Danica's gotten back to her. She wants to see if there's like news somehow of the pit. Like she's immediately like,
Gotcha. You connect in, and news of the pit is actually more immediate here than most places. Because there is a magical black market like route between the two. The news of the pit is Moorhead Motors Foundry, or the Moorhead Foundry, exploded, and the elemental that was dormant underneath it became suddenly active, causing any number of problems and a chain reaction where other elemental containments just started popping left and right. And some believe it was sabotage, some believe this was always going to happen. You know, some people were like, well, that place was playing with a bigger danger than they knew. No one knew, apparently, how big the elemental under the forge was. But it turns out what they thought was just like a medium magma elemental was some kind of massive lava elemental.
Oh, good. That sucks.
I know the difference between magma and lava is one's above ground, one's not. Lava's above ground, magma's underground.
yes, yeah.
But this was a much bigger elemental than they thought.
Wow.
Why do they call him Magmar? He has
Malamar?
legs. No, Magmar, the Pokemon.
Magma?
He has legs.
Because,
He's bipedal. He walks around, right?
because they are taking an English word and kind of playing it and having fun with it.
How dare they?
So Freya's just like, are people being evacuated?
People
Is
aren't
it-
evacuating, but there is like reports of people going, like they're looking for elementalists to go and help. They're paying for they're looking to hire elementalists to come wrangle, or shifters with banishing skills, that kind of thing.
The unique set of skills we lack right now.
Yeah, a unique set of skills that you do not have access to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Jetta's not exactly an elemental sorceress.
Yeah.
She has elemental powers, but nothing like any other elementalist you've seen.
Those ones are different, right? They're the ones that can like speak to huge elementals and
Yeah,
like
there are
control
elemental
them.
warlocks is specifically what they're looking for now. Warlocks are considered cousins by elementals, and they're less likely to stump a warlock that's in their way than they would anything else.
Any news about the Moorheads themselves?
It kind of is getting like roll a streetwise. Because this information's kind of getting jumbled.
Okay. I got a 46 under 56.
All right. You find out that Sebastian Moorhead is dead.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Simon Moorhead is not the elementalist his father was. In fact, he is a mystic, I believe. And that is part of the big problem is Sebastian Moorhead was a very powerful elementalist. And without a very powerful elementalist, like maintaining this thing's dormancy, something has everything suddenly became a bigger problem.
He was the father, right?
Yeah. The father is dead.
Shit.
But
Right.
Simon's still alive?
Simon appears to be alive and attempting to take over management, and is the one sending out the messages with promises of money for elementalists.
Any word about Mrs. Moorhead, Sebastian's wife?
I made you roll for it. So yes, she was wounded but is alive.
Any suspects in Sebastian's death, or does it seem like an accident? Or
there were reports of some kind of magical being that smashed their way through the Moorhead compound, but none of the psychics can get like a read on it. None of the magic powered like surveillance picked it up.
It's almost as though a void went through the compound and attacked it.
The one or two people saw it said it looked like a massive armored person just covered in weapons. Some say it's a cyborg, but it gets jumbled. But the description roughly matches up with I believe, did you get the name? I believe you got the name of the armory.
Yeah.
Yes.
The description matches up with the armory. The armory.
With the flame symbol, right?
The flame symbol is not specifically pointed out, but the rough, Tyrgix was with them, the armory, and Tyrgix is in the area and talking to a black void, so it's assumed that, I don't think I've got to draw that line for you.
Yeah. Good grief, if that thing could just storm through. Fuck.
Magical defenses seem to be very ineffective against the armory.
Has she heard back from Danica yet?
Danica says there was some guy in jean shorts who was hitting on her, but he was actually kind of cute, which was weird.
Very helpful information.
But very full about himself. So that's pretty much the only weird thing that's happened there out of the order lately. He thinks he's some kind of superhero, apparently.
Cool.
She wants to send a message that, she really asked to locate people because that's hard and stuff.
Well, it's either super hard, super easy, or super expensive.
Yeah. So she wants to stress it's a friend of a friend.
This isn't like a targeting situation.
No, it's a friend of a friend. Name is Riley. She wants to name the scrapyard he's associated with.
She hasn't. She doesn't know it, but she can swing by.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just suddenly going through some old things I don't need to be looking at right now. Old notes. Old notes. So
Now, this was all an attack. This was all specifically an attack, not on. This was an attack to kill members of the conspiracy, right?
Yes.
This wasn't
them
just
harm
this wasn't like
or-
an assault on the city.
it doesn't appear the compound got disrupted. The guy controlling a shit ton of elementals got offed, and now no one is controlling them.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, chaos is always good for anything, but it didn't. It looked like the main goal was to kill him.
And to kind of discredit and just cause trouble for.
Yeah. Like with Ivy.
Like we
Yeah. Not just they
Son
could
of a
have just
gun.
they
Yeah.
could have just, like in a I'm sorry, peppermint, but technically if they wanted to, it's really without any one of us. Right? They could just done a direct attack, but instead they did this elaborate thing and framed her and
Well, they
involved
might
this
not want to
network.
be. They might not want to be that obvious.
Right,
Maybe
right.
they want. I mean, they seem to be really smart, so they seem to want to get rid of these dangers and competitions without anybody looking too
Yeah.
closely.
And cover their tracks and not
yeah.
realize who's
'Cause they
actually
seem-
behind it. Yeah.
Right. They
It
seem
also-
to.
Took us a lot longer to untangle than a direct attack may have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent time trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
And they knew
And-
they knew we
Publicly
would.
discredited those. It seemed to publicly discredit the targets, and literally no one else would have made the connection between the two, the attack on the Moorhead compound and Ivy being framed. Literally no one else would have.
Yeah.
The two were related.
No one else is even except
Yeah.
for us,
Us.
and me, and probably the conspiracy. But who cares? They're gonna be,
Technically, you're in the conspiracy.
yeah. Oh, good.
Technically.
Good. Drowning Jesus gave us a shot, huh? He wanted us to be part of his cool kids club.
You sat down at the
Jesus.
table.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
He handed you a communicator. You've
I
asked them for
did.
stuff.
We did talk to him. Yeah. No, okay,
You
that's
have
on me.
used
That's on
them
me.
as a resource.
Yep.
More
That's
than
how
once.
we
true.
found out about
Have-
Charleston.
You know what? That's a good point. Have any of them tried to contact me?
No.
Okay. Or any of us? With our-
Ivy has occasionally sent messages to Greeks. Very rarely. But you're also a lot harder to locate.
That's fair.
You're more on the move than the members generally seemed to be.
That's fair. Hmm.
Yeah. And they knew we would take time to help Ivy.
Well,
Then I think we definitely know that they're going to be going for Greeks' friend then.
or
not.
or one of the other two. There's 3 possible targets.
Yeah,
That we
and
know
they
of.
might circle. They'll probably wait to circle back around for Ivy. I mean, she's in the wind at this point, right? It's probably going to be hard to find her. They seem to wait and hit her at like the perfect time when she was most vulnerable in her own town. But she should probably be harder to get to, right? How hard is it to find your sister if she doesn't want to be found, Pepper?
I mean, it's not like she's in Old Bones anymore. She could disappear anyway.
That's what I mean, right? It's probably hard for them to find her. I would assume.
And it would be difficult for
hope.
them to infiltrate Dwemer.
It would be difficult.
I don't want to say impossible because I don't think anything is impossible in this
No, I
world.
mean, well, wait. We found out whatever this thing is that attacked. It doesn't care about magical defenses, right?
Yeah, but Dwemer's got more than magical defenses.
Domer is primarily magical defenses, but you think at some point hitting someone with a ball of fire conjured is different than picking up a giant rock and throwing it at somebody, because the rock is what's doing the hitting there.
Okay.
And for people like Dwemer, they will quickly figure out the difference. Also, Dwemer does have like the occasional mech, and they have a mechanized infantry.
Okay. All right. So I'm not. All right. Yeah. Dwemer's probably gonna be. Oh, and they're like a big city.
Yes,
They're like a
if
big
you
ass fucking established.
capable
Okay.
of like teleporting nuclear weapons away from there. Like,
Okay. Yeah. So Dwemer's probably gonna be fine.
I mean, Dwemer is a major city with a lot of magical resources and power, the kind of thing someone might want to control, but it is also controlled by 3. No one's sure if they're benevolent. 4-armed. They are 3 giants who each have 4 arms and are seemingly a trio of beings.
I remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
Yeah. They are seemingly benevolent, I'll say, because no one knows their real like purpose or mind.
They're not actively eating people, right?
Yeah, they are definitely
That's a
anti
plus.
like eating people. They are allied loosely with the Federation of Magic, but they are just barely allied with the Federation of Magic.
Okay. Because the Federation of Magic are all real into demons and shit, right?
The true Federation of Magic is the people who just like, yeah, my best friend eats, human faces for lunch every day. You find more of that in the true Federation of Magic.
Okay, cool. I like it. My kind of people.
In Dwemer, you don't find that. Those kinds of things are too dangerous. There is the occasional demon, but everyone knows that it has like, if it does not follow the rules, it will answer for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I guess so what we have left to do then here is talk to Helix, and then should we bounce and try to get to Riley as fast as we can?
Well, let's find out. Let's get some information and see what's going on. Helix might know a way to get information before we meet with Exaxa.
Yeah, let's talk to Helix. I think Helix should be our next stop.
Yeah. You get a nice bottle of wine. Helix is gonna cook. You meet at Helix's place, which is adjacent to Exaxa's tower. It's kind of like a condo building with Helix is in a condo like adjacent to Exaxa's circular tower with chicken feet.
Oh my god, he has to live right next to his boss.
Doesn't have to. That's just the
It's
housing
rough.
provided to him.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I guess he does kind of have to.
He has to live right next to his boss. That sucks.
Magic apprenticeship is a bitch.
Oh, is that what he's trying to be? He's gonna be a wizard?
He is a wizard.
Oh, cool.
He's trying to be an archmagus someday.
Archmagus.
And Helix makes a very nice pasta dish for everybody. As you come in, it is not a huge place. It is covered, it is clearly most of the time covered in books. There's like shelves and shelves and shelves, some of which are locked. There's, you can see that a lot of it is cleaned up recently. But like a lot of the details of the cleaning have been missed.
Freya actually pulls out 3 bottles of wine because she's like, Helix, we got a lot of stuff to go through. It's definitely a 3-bottle night.
All right, then. Yep. I'll buckle on in. I have a paper I should be writing, and this has got to be more interesting than that.
Saw some crazy shit.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
So
we lived in another world for a few months.
Yeah, I think so.
Couldn't leave.
Yeah,
just had to start a new life.
We tell as much as we want about Palladium to Helix.
Helix knows of Palladium, has never been, but is definitely descended from there. but was born on Earth and raised in Dwemer. But has visited other planes. Has never been to Palladium. Seems kind of basic to me.
Palladium?
Well,
Wasn't that bad?
well,
It was kind of
Greeks,
nice.
tell them about the school. And
Yeah.
basically, yeah,
Maybe open the
recap the,
school.
yeah. Tell as much about Palladium as we
Talk.
want to.
All right. Do you go into what happened at the keep?
No. I do not talk about anything that has to do with my mother. And I think before, you know what? I think before we came here, I think I would have asked that we did not talk about my mom, because I don't, if it was anything else, I would, but I don't trust Exacxa.
Exactly. AXA.
I don't trust him enough to tell him my mom's secret. I don't think we should tell anybody that secret, if that's okay with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see the point.
So they knew we were looking for the Garden of the Gods. We could tell them that we found it, and it was really interesting. Anything beyond that is an individual choice.
Well, and I think we can tell them that we were in Palladium and we got some good information and good leads towards our enemy, but I don't think we should
Yeah, you don't disclose.
I don't want to tell him. I don't want to tell him.
Then you don't.
Yeah, I have no reason to distrust him except that I just don't know him like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's also not your secret.
Exactly, and I also don't want her to get fucking murdered by space police or something, for time police, for why is she still alive? I don't know. 6,000 years old. Don't know, but I want to get that information from her if I can, and not some fucking wizard that I don't know.
Well, then you have to go visit her.
I know. Put that off. We got to go save Riley first. But yeah, we can tell him everything else that we want to tell him.
All right. You go into the good you did in Palladium. Does everybody talk about the gods they visited? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Freya actually.
I can talk about the dragon with the missing finger. I can talk about.
Oh, you talk about the forgotten dragon with the missing finger who he helped you find, which name is Anaya.
Yes,
Super interested in the stuff about Anaya in a very oh cool kind of academic way.
Cool. I don't think I mentioned that the missing finger is Wenra. I don't think I say that.
Okay.
But I would tell him about. So I met a dragon. She was missing a finger, and she wants to help me find it to help her.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like paladin quest shit.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah,
some people call that kind of stuff being chosen of the gods.
Whoa. Well, I'm just a blacksmith. I'm not a knight or anything, but that would be pretty cool.
Sure you are.
Damn, I make paints.
I know.
Sorry.
That's what I made. I made it on the walk I bought off you.
Nice.
I think Peppermint would talk about her strange encounter
with the lost child and the naming confusion.
Yes.
The goddess, the orc goddess of lost children, I believe.
Yes.
And fertility. I think. It's been a minute since I read those. He goes, oh, I had actually heard of that one. But super weird with the kid. The thing with the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the things you see in Palladium a bit more, is people caring about, blood and genetics. Here, the only people that really care about that are the Coalition.
Freya's a little like, would you like to look into the void of darkness?
No, thank you.
Okay,
That
I won't
sounds-
take that out then.
That sounds
But I
terrible.
met it. She talks about the
Nope.
void of darkness she met.
The void of dark, the mad void
Void.
that declared itself a god
Yes.
and ranted at you pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Insinuating things, maybe?
Yeah, a lot.
Well, that sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Though I don't know anything about your situation, so maybe.
All right.
No, thank you.
Greeks Greeks tells them about what they experienced, but nothing about the moat that they got.
Gotcha. I was like, oh, huh. God looking for an identity. I mean, maybe it was a blank slate waiting for you, or maybe it was something ancestrally recovered. I don't know. Hard to say. Garden of Gods is a weird place. I've heard of it, never been.
Was pretty
Yeah,
weird.
it's-
But yeah,
Full
things
of
have been
flitty.
roughly quiet here. You know, research. That's all I'm ever doing anymore.
Yeah, we need to talk about the night people.
Night Lords.
Uh,
What? Is
Felix,
this
you
like a
can't.
Candyman situation?
Well, I don't know.
Are there other
Freya
people
always
hidden in these
yells.
walls?
No, you're just gonna make Freya yell.
No, look, Helix, you know we've been advised to not say their name in certain places, and
Where there are people
sometimes.
that don't.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I know.
Do you
all
know?
right.
As much as between what you and Exexus had me uncover, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll let Peppermint decide how much of Free Quebec she wants to talk about. But Freya's definitely going to talk about, the car, was definitely there. There's a big void walking around. And basically what she knows about the pit, too.
Huh, that's troubling. I mean, the pit, yeah, that's. I think Exexus might be up there. I'm not sure, to be honest. I think he might be up there doing something.
Wait, at the pit?
There's a good chance you need a high level. You need someone to go and look powerful and float around and act like they're doing something. You get a high magus.
Well, wouldn't he help the people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's what he's hired for. Float around, look good, do some good.
Yeah, give people like a boost in morale, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Show everyone what Dwemer's made of. Finding elementals is kind of part of the whole process of creation, anyway.
When did he go? When did he go over there? He went as
Oh,
after
he's been gone for about a week, but I think that was part of his itinerary. You see, his scheduling secretary is actually a psychic.
Oh,
So
that makes
occasionally we'll
sense.
just write things on the schedule that we just go and do.
that makes sense.
It's never been boring. Anytime they tell us to go somewhere, it's always been something.
Well, we hope he likes that gremlin.
Oh yes, got real plans for this thing. I think.
Are you gonna hurt it?
What, the magical malevolent being?
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to.
Oh, okay. You gonna like put it in a soup or something?
Why
You know,
would I
like that thing that witches do.
Oh, in a cauldron?
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that
Putting it in a
offensive? Is that
cauldron.
offensive to say to mages?
what, that every wizard is taught the cauldron at a very early level?
Yeah, that you all use cauldrons.
Well, I mean, on some planes, Yeah, most of us use cauldrons. I mean, I know
Oh.
how to make a cauldron. Pretty much anyone in my family, dating all the way back to Palladium, knows one of the first things you learn is magic cauldron.
The more you know.
Hell, it's right
Anyway.
there in the OCC abilities for Palladium wizards.
You can
He
just
jokes.
make a
He jokes out of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what we can do for you. I mean, if you need us to uncover something, this gremlin wasn't payment for something specific, right? It was just something he was looking for that you could ask payment for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
There's a lot of stuff that we've been through Helix, and there's like a lot of puzzle pieces, and some of it we've been able to figure out. Some of it, like, we don't know if some things are just running parallel with each other, if things are connected. And man, it's been great talking to you and getting like an outsider, 'cause, yeah.
I'm gonna
But-
tell you, for everything that I've seen from your group, it doesn't feel like many things are running in parallel that aren't related somehow.
That everything's connected.
It kind of
mean-
feels like that, yeah. Yeah.
There are some theorists who believe everything truly is connected on a fundamental universal level. But like, zoom out a little, fellas. But like, he doesn't know. Well, if you tell him, did you tell him? Oh yeah, the Dragon of Unity. I mean, anything dealing with the Dragon of Unity is just gonna probably pull a bunch of strings together.
Oh. Wait, can I still see those?
Oh, you can actually. You
Okay,
kind
I
of
want to try
fade
to
out from them, but
concentrate.
it takes you a moment to zoom back.
Yeah,
in.
when he mentions it, I want to concentrate on him actually. What strings do I see on him?
You see, the strongest strings lead back to the tower. You see strings leading out across town. You see strings to some of the books on the shelves.
I want to point to, of the books,
Mhm.
whatever string is the strongest. I want to point to that book and go, "Is that your favorite book?"
Yeah. How'd you know? It's
Because
I grew up with that one. It's
I can.
wizard rhymes written in the original Wolf.
It's wizard rhymes. Is that
a
like
good way to learn the foundations? I mean, practice.
For some reason you said wizard rhymes and my brain went to Wu-Tang Clan and I don't know why. I mean they would.
They would.
They would make some dope ass wizard rhymes.
I'm trying to think if they have literally said wizard rhymes.
If they have
songs,
done
and it's
wizard
been a while
rhymes.
since I've listened to Wu-Tang. I know they all had Marvel names for themselves.
Fucking awesome.
Oh, they're huge nerds. They love that shit. Very good.
Yeah, I can see all your ghost strings. That's something I can do now for some reason. So I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Well, didn't you say you were on a quest for the
Yeah.
Dragon of Unity?
Yeah.
You don't think that's a gift from the Dragon of Unity?
No, it definitely is.
Yeah. So what do you mean you don't know?
Well, I don't know what it is.
You can see the kind of connections. You can make connections, or you can view connections.
I want to look at Greeks.
You see
Yeah. Have our connections changed?
the connections between all of you are now stronger.
Ooh, we're friends.
Is there anything specific you want to know about the connections? Because I don't really.
No, I
Oh,
think
Freya's connections all seem to be like double twined. Like where a lot of you see one string, you see two strings with Freya.
because of Rohan.
That's an easy assumption.
That makes sense. I guess with him saying I can see this. So I can do you think I can do this with like anything and anyone, Helix?
What do you mean do this?
Look at their ghost strings.
Potentially. I mean, it's not all that different from a number of psychic powers.
Wait, so I'm psychic?
No, you're definitely not psychic.
Fuck. I could have used a big cool bug sword. But I'm not psychic enough.
Question: was the sword a bug?
It was from a bug.
Oh,
It might have been a
exactly.
bug. I don't know. It seemed like it was like some of them were kind of alive or something.
I've met some weapons that were alive.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Never talked to any of them though. But
Reed looks at Greeks. Hey, Greeks,
Huh?
have you ever looked at my aura?
No,
Oh, wow.
or not yet. Do you want me to?
Yeah.
my nightbane book is across the room.
I can read
Okay.
it.
Hold on. All right, so you do this thing. Let me find the psychic powers in the Nightbane book, because that's where it would be specifically discussed. Nightbane Guardians, Night Lords, Combat.
I forgot I could see those strings until just now.
Yep, you did.
Probably would have been helpful in in the other town.
Maybe. I mean, there is a lot of tangles there.
Can I follow like? Can I like see the one that's attached to like Wenra and just follow it?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, it'd be too easy, right?
following it is. You don't know what plane Wenra's on. So.
Oh shit.
You know, that's part of it.
Oh shit.
Where is the psychic?
She might be in Nightland.
See aura. Okay. Alright, so you see a medium level of experience on Freya. You see the absence of magic. You see the absence of psychic abilities. You see an extremely high PPE. Is not possessed, but does have a second, like, a shadow. Their aura has a shadow. But is not possessed. They are not possessed, but their aura definitely has a shadow, which has its own kind of aura. Auras generally aren't affected by light. You don't know where the source of the light that creates that shadow would be, but it exists.
Oh, that's trippy. Yeah, but your aura has a shadow.
Huh. All right.
Is that Rohan?
Raise my sunglasses like wink, give it a wink, give Freya a wink.
Why?
All right. So I'm not like, okay, cool. I just want to check that, you know.
Well, I mean, should we be worried? That kind of sounds like something we should be worried about. Is that something that we should be worried about? Or are we not worried about that?
I don't know. Hold on.
I
Hey,
don't know
Helix.
either.
Oh, what?
Is it all right if I bring Rohan out?
Yeah, sure. Just don't smash stuff with his wings.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sorry, I go and I bring Rohan out, and then I'm
With
like,
you or as well?
yeah, us.
Both of you.
Yeah.
So when that happens, kids, you can see the strings between them are basically like a complete mummy wrapping.
Huh.
It's as though like you take something sinewy and you pull it apart with all the connections like stretching.
Yeah.
But the connections are just so strong. They're incredibly like it's hard to tell what is connection and what is just all one being. Aura wise, the shadow does separate out into Rohan, but also carries most of the same information. Not magic, not psychic, extraordinarily high PPE.
Oh, it was us together, Rohan.
What?
And Rohan's just like, and then Freya's like, "Don't worry, we'll do something for your birthday soon. It's been kind of weird, you know."
It's Rohan's birthday?
Why we were
I didn't make a cake, but I could probably get one delivered.
that'd be
Awesome.
fun.
I could see if Get a Grub's still open.
Yeah, 'cause we're on it. Yeah, they haven't had cake. We haven't
Freya, are
been
you
able-
okay?
Well, I mean, how would that one even eat it with the mouth thing?
Well, they got, you know.
Is that like a baleen situation? Do you consume things?
I can, difficult, but can. I will try.
You know what? How
This
about we do
cake.
that another day? Because I don't want to see that when I'm this.
I like straws.
Oh. Oh boy.
Oh no.
And then
Oh, Helix.
Rohan looks
Rohan's like 4. We have forgot to
Five.
tell you that. Oh,
I
I'm
am
sorry, Rohan.
5.
I'm sorry,
I'm
Rohan. You're 5. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's my fault. Rohan's 5, Helix.
And Freya's just gonna look at you, kid. It's a 3-bottle night, kid. 3-bottle night.
Oh, okay. You're just drunk. I didn't know if bringing out Rohan makes you like makes you like drunk or something.
It does
No.
slow you down a bit. Not a lot, but
It's called wine.
also
Oh, okay.
Rohan doesn't get drunk. I believe
No.
immune to poisons.
Well, Rohan shouldn't drink. He's 5.
Yeah,
Both 5.
Rohan's just looking at Freya really funny. Yeah.
But
All right. So what the fuck? So what's our next move? Oh shit. Well, we have to go to the pit and see if we can... Nope, not the pit. Sorry.
No.
We have to go to Merktown and see if we can find Riley before
Yeah, I
these guys hurt him.
Are you averse to catching the train, or
I don't think I'm fast enough to catch a train.
fair
well, considering last time you were on it got attacked by demons?
funny.
Oh, that's true. I was making a dad joke, but you're right.
I have asked my contact for information. Nothing really weird is going on in Merktown. Look, I know Merktown's weird, but there's a pattern to the weird.
Pretend's not all that weird.
There's not like a disruption to the chaos that is Merktown.
Chaotic, yes. Not weird, though.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of mercenaries. What do you expect?
Yeah. And that duck. I love that duck.
What duck?
The thunder duck.
Underdog.
They have a thunder duck in Marktown?
Yeah, this bar.
I've heard of thunder ducks.
Yeah. Do you want to come with us?
No,
Oh.
I can't. I've got a lot of thesis to work on.
That doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
You know, it isn't, but I do kind of love it.
I mean,
But
teach
it's not
their own.
fun.
I
Don't
understand.
explain.
Thank you, Helix.
You're welcome. And when you know what payment you want to receive, Zaxa will have final say on if it is appropriate. But you know, you got a big chip you can call in now.
Excellent.
Awesome. We might need it.
Yeah.
Question, Kevin.
Yes.
Is a being like Rohan going to make people dwemer, like scream or anything?
It will make people uneasy to look at. It will make people run away. But this is also a town where demons occasionally walk around. So, like, won't be the only being on any given street with horror factor. Though people will just, like, not only cross the street, but just, like, go inside until Rohan passes. Rohan is specifically terrifying.
Yeah, it's like a magical fucking terror, right?
It is an existential dread.
Advanced darkness.
You want to stay out a little bit, buddy? None said. Okay, carry me.
There you go, designated driver.
Carry me, my baby boy.
Look, Freya bought the good shit, okay?
Freya spent money on good wine, drinkable wine.
Yeah.
Not the old granddad of wines.
I think she's earned it.
Personal Uber.
Yep.
Helix,
cool.
is there some place in town? Is there a currency exchange?
Yeah, you can go to the currency exchange. You've been there before, actually, I think. At least Freya has.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
I think it was roughly 1-to-1 across most dimensions.
Yeah, that's right. She still has 1,000 palladium gold.
I don't know how much I have.
It doesn't matter. We'll just play it as though it is normal. Like, you can go to the exchange and then you'll lose some, but it will be a negligible amount in fees. I'm not gonna play Coinstar. Coinstar is not my favorite arcade game. So, if you have funds, feel free to transfer them across.
I win every time when I play Coinstar.
Except you give up 10% of it.
Shh. Don't say that.
Whereas if you go to TD Bank, if you've got a TD Bank account. Anyway. Yeah. So,
Ooh. And I think we're ready to go
what's
to
the plan? Where are you headed next? Are you going to hop the train to Merktown?
I mean, our game started on a train.
It did.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a train.
The train.
Has
No,
Freya
thank you.
heard back from Danica?
I mean, there was that weird guy that hit on her. What else was she looking for?
Riley.
Oh, Riley. There was no one at the shop, but it was late. But the shop's still there. It doesn't. Nothing looks amiss. Look into it more tomorrow.
I'm going to put on there. I look over. We're going to Merktown, aren't we? Greeks? Merktown?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I'm gonna do clairvoyance one more time on
On who?
Tyrgix. Tyrgix.
Okay. Roll for it.
37.
Ooh.
All right, you get Tyrgix traveling. Tyrgix is moving pretty quickly on some kind of magical horse. You don't know where they got it. And there is another magical horse next to them that has a large void on it. It's riding pretty fast, but you think you probably, by taking the train, will probably cut a good day off of the travel, or get there tomorrow. Whereas you don't know where they are, but you know they're traveling, and you kind of get the impression that you're about a day ahead of them.
They're traveling, or they're about to travel. So it's like probably a day ahead of them.
Okay. Merktown.
Merktown.
So she messages Danica, heading your way tomorrow.
No response from Danica. None is needed.
Yep.
It would probably come in about 4 hours when you're probably already on the way. Or, asleep. Doesn't matter. So, with all that set and ready to go, we can start tomorrow with you still in Dwemer if someone would like to talk to anyone who they know is in Dwemer. such as, say, Ivy. Or we can
Oh,
just
I forgot
start
she was
right
in-
with Merktown. But we're going to handle that next time. On episode 985, Sister Sister.
I believe it's 36.
36, Sisters Sisters. All right. Which is a title I haven't used yet, and I'm surprised at myself. Anyway, so thank you everybody for joining us for this Inferno avoiding game of
Of Inferno.
We're
Were
sorry.
we supposed to go to the pit?
Yeah,
I
we were.
expected you to, but you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
I guess we
And
were
by
like,
not going
well,
to
it
the
already
pit-
exploded, so I'll just leave.
Yeah, you're like, well, we lost that race.
My bad, buddy.
Yeah, we did. We did lose it.
This Inferno avoiding game.
You guys decided to spend more time in Free Quebec when you thought there might be something amiss.
Yeah.
You made the choice to stay in Free Quebec a little longer. Then you made the choice to not head there. And you've seen the results of the things that happened there. You don't know that you could have stopped it from happening.
Well, now
Probably
hopefully
not.
Yeah.
we'll be, because we chose to go this way, maybe hopefully we'll be able to get to Riley before he blows up.
Before tragedy ensues, yes.
Yeah.
Tragedy.
Might be able to
Merktown.
save him. The what?
To avoid some tragedy in Merktown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has seemed like all these things have all the places that this stuff is happening has been bad for somebody and for the place itself. So your plan is we may have a conversation, but then we'll head on to Merktown. So thank you for joining us. And let's go around. We'll be back next week with all hope. I think we probably will. So let's go around and give our outros, starting with Nerdy Teddy.
Hi everyone, I'm Nerdy Teddy. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy, and you can find me here currently once a week, but there are some irons in the fire for October and November, and then you can find me over on the Bardic Nox channel playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On Monday nights, and I have an itch page. You can go check out some of the stuff that I wrote over there by following the link in the chat or heading to Twitter and finding it in my profile.
Right. Thank you so much. We're gonna go right to Evan.
Hello, everybody. I'm Evan Jennings. You can find me at Evan Jennings64 on the Twitter. I'm Zombie Love Juice on Instagram. Yeah, me and Amanda have been laying low a little bit right now. We're working on a few things. I got nothing really going on right now, but will be soon.
Nice. All right. And Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle. You can find me on Twitter at Shell_game. I'm here on Tuesdays.
All right. And Ting. I was gonna go with Greeks because Greeks is fun to say.
I'm Ting. You can find me on Twitter at TingTet, and I'm here on Tuesdays.
All right. So thank you everybody for joining us. My name is Kevin. I've been your game boss for the evening. You can find me at Basonic Kevin. You can find my wife's amazing knit pair of patterns at lattesandllamas.com. Lattes and there we go. And let me just click the link to make sure I did it right and didn't accidentally, because I used to reverse the name a lot and say llamas and lattes, which is incorrect. And not a website we own. So you can find her amazing knitwear patterns, including if you follow her on Instagram, you can see the beginnings of what we are called, or what she has named the Argyle sweatshirt, or Argyle sweater, which is just really cool. So, yeah, that's it. Nothing much major for me happening right now. So, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Stay safe out there. The coffee. Remember, we've got a. You can find our sponsor at Grinding Company Coffee. We got the coffee in the mail, and the gay agenda. I opened it, was like, fruity, appropriate. And I think we got the cowboy grind as well. And I haven't had that yet, but my wife's really enjoying them. So good product there. And so thank you.
The gay agenda.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah,
this has a
like,
fruity
yeah.
smell.
You can get 10% off the gay agenda. Who doesn't want that?
Just, you can just serve your family the gay agenda without them knowing.
That's good.
All right, everybody. So, do we have a raid set up?
Yes, we'll be rating so many games.
I believe they do Trek on Tuesdays,
Yes, I believe so too.
right?
They do Shrek on Tuesdays. Is that what you said?
Star
Well,
Trek.
you can find people doing Shrek anytime on the internet. But
An all Shrek RPG. Oh
Alright.
god.
Bye, everyone.
bye.
Hi.